Most bathrooms in expensive homes fail the independence test within 2 years of retirement. The materials look premium, the fixtures imported, but the design assumes permanent mobility. That assumption becomes a structural liability faster than most realize. A luxury bathroom becomes a confinement zone the moment balance shifts. And balance always shifts. The industry sells aesthetics. What it doesn't sell is durability of access. There is a measurable gap between what looks valuable and what preserves independence. That gap costs control. Walk-in showers with frameless glass doors, freestanding soaking tubs with high walls, polished marble floors with no texture variation. These are not aging in-place systems. They are mobility traps wrapped in high-end finishes. The risk compounds silently. A wet marble surface under low light becomes a full probability zone. A tub edge at hip height becomes an obstacle that limits use entirely. The bathroom that once signaled wealth begins to signal dependency. This is not about installing grab bars after the fact. That approach treats the symptom. The system failure is architectural. It begins at the design phase when independence is not factored into the layout. High net worth homeowners rarely think about bathroom access until access is already compromised. By then the cost to retrofit is not just financial, it is spatial. Most luxury bathrooms cannot be reconfigured without structural demolition. The solution is not to build a medical bathroom. It is to build a performance bathroom that maintains aesthetic value while engineering long-term usability. This is what we call the permanence protocol. Permanence protocol means designing for the longest possible span of independent use without visible compromise to luxury. It integrates stability into the material palette. It builds access into the floor plan from the beginning. Start with the shower threshold. Zero threshold entry is not a medical feature. It is a spatial optimization. It allows water containment through slope engineering rather than physical barriers. The visual result is cleaner. The functional result is safer. Frameless glass can remain, but the floor beneath it must be slip rated above 0.60 even when wet. Textured stone. Engineered tiles with micro-grip surface treatments. Materials exist that deliver tactile security without looking institutional. Lighting becomes load-bearing infrastructure. Overhead fixtures alone create shadow zones near the floor. That increases trip risk and reduces spatial confidence. Embedded LED strips along baseboards and inside shower niches provide constant low-angle illumination. The effect is architectural. The function is navigational. The tub question requires honesty. Freestanding tubs are aesthetic monuments. They do not support long-term bathing independence. A built-in model with integrated seating and a side entry door preserves the ritual without the risk. These systems now exist in luxury finishes, matte bronze hardware, heated backrests, chromotherapy lighting. The experience remains premium. The access remains permanent. Vanity height is another silent variable. Standard counters sit at 32 inches. That works until it doesn't. A floating vanity system with adjustable height brackets allows the surface to be raised or lowered over time without replacing cabinetry. It is a 5-minute adjustment. It preserves usability across decades. Storage must be within reach without bending or stretching. Pull-out drawers instead of fixed shelves. Medicine cabinets with soft close mechanisms at eye level. Heated towel racks positioned between waist and shoulder height. These are not accessibility features. They are ergonomic standards that happen to support aging in place. Flooring transitions matter more than most designers acknowledge. A shift from tile to marble to wood creates micro-ledges. Those ledges become trip points under low light or when barefoot. Continuous flooring with flush transitions eliminates the risk entirely while maintaining visual flow. The toilet is often ignored in high-end design. It shouldn't be. Comfort height models with elongated bowls reduce joint strain during use. Integrated bidet functions eliminate the need for excessive twisting. Automatic lids and soft close seats remove small repetitive stress tasks. These upgrades exist in premium design languages: Kohler, Toto, Duravit. The aesthetics do not sacrifice. Grab bars are no longer chrome hospital rails. They now come as integrated towel bars, textured stone ledges, architectural recesses with hidden reinforcement. When designed into the tile layout from the beginning, they become invisible structural support. The system is there, the look is not. Consider steam showers. They add luxury, but they also add condensation. That condensation increases slip probability and reduces air quality if ventilation is undersized. A proper steam system requires a separate exhaust vent, heated floors to accelerate drying, and textured surfaces that maintain grip even when saturated. Without these, the steam feature becomes a liability. Water temperature control is another overlooked risk layer. Thermostatic mixing valves prevent scalding. They maintain consistent output even when pressure fluctuates. In a household where reaction time may slow, this is not optional. It is a baseline safety input that costs less than most decorative fixtures. Now the product layer. There are systems designed specifically for this intersection of luxury and long-term access. I will mention one that solves multiple problems simultaneously. Link in the description. The Monu shower system with digital temperature control. Presets allow one-touch activation at safe temperatures. The valve is wall-mounted within easy reach. It pairs with any luxury shower head configuration. It removes the guessing and the risk. That is the kind of integration that supports independence without visual compromise. Storage and organization also affect safety. Clutter on counters creates obstacle density. A well-designed vanity with interior dividers and pull-out trays keeps surfaces clear. Clear surfaces reduce accidental contact injuries and improve spatial navigation. Mirrors should be full length and well lit from multiple angles. This is not vanity. It is spatial feedback. Being able to see your full body position while moving improves balance and reduces missteps. Backlit mirrors with adjustable color temperature also reduce eye strain during morning and evening routines. Flooring material selection comes down to 3 criteria: slip resistance when wet, thermal comfort underfoot, and long-term durability without requiring high-maintenance sealing. Porcelain tiles with textured matte finishes meet all 3. Natural stone can work if treated properly, but it requires annual maintenance to preserve grip properties. Heated floors are not just comfort. They are a drying accelerator. They reduce standing water. They maintain a stable surface temperature that prevents cold shock when stepping out of a shower. That stability reduces the startle reflex that leads to imbalance. Think about door width. Standard interior doors are 30 inches. That becomes restrictive if mobility aids are ever required. A 36-inch door is ADA compliant, but does not look institutional if the hardware and frame are premium. It simply future-proofs access. Pocket doors save space and eliminate swing interference. But they must be high-quality systems. Cheap pocket doors jam. They create frustration and force unnecessary physical effort. Spend more on the track and the frame. It pays off in silent reliability. Ventilation cannot be an afterthought. Bathrooms generate moisture. Moisture creates mold. Mold creates respiratory risk. A properly sized exhaust fan with a humidity sensor that auto-activates maintains air quality without manual input. It protects the investment and the occupant. Consider incorporating a small seated area near the vanity, not for decoration, for functionality. A cushioned bench allows someone to sit while dressing or applying skincare. It reduces fatigue. It extends the usable time in the space. It maintains autonomy during longer routines. Finally, the finish palette. Matte surfaces age better than high gloss. They hide water spots. They reduce glare. They maintain visual consistency with less cleaning effort. Brushed metals, honed stone, flat paint cabinetry. These choices reduce maintenance load while maintaining premium appearance. This is not about designing for decline. It is about designing for permanence. The bathroom should be the last room in the house that limits independence, that requires intentional material selection, thoughtful spatial planning, and an understanding that luxury is not just how something looks on installation day. It is how long it continues to serve its purpose without modification. Most designers do not think this way. Most contractors do not build this way, but the information exists. The materials exist. The systems exist. What is required is the decision to integrate them from the beginning rather than retrofit them under duress. The permanence protocol is not a product. It is a design philosophy. It assumes that wealth should buy time, and time in your own space, on your own terms, without asking permission from your architecture. That is the gap most luxury builds miss, and that is the system this channel decodes. Disclaimer: this content is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not financial, legal, medical, or professional advice. Consult licensed professionals before making decisions regarding home design, construction, health, or financial planning. All product mentions are examples and not paid endorsements.